YTPC Padre Piper coming to you via the virtual airways of YouTube. Say hello, YouTube Pipe community. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're finding all the blessings that the Lord has in store for you. What are we going to be talking about today? Well, dark shadows, rare blends, Rector's blend, and a couple of YABOs. Yeah, so what's all that about dark shadows? Well, first, dark shadows. This is a shout out to my friend Bert Devlin 66. He's a part of the YTPC community, not on the presenter side so much, but he did send me a personal video today via social media, and I wanted to say thank you for that, my friend. That was a nice touch. I had sent him over some things, not nearly anything that I could do to keep up with the stuff that he has sent me in the past. You might have seen some past videos. This guy sent me a beautiful Canadian pipe that his grandfather owned, and he sent me also besides that beautiful estate pipe, a beautiful pipe, a meerschaum. That's just, frankly, I keep looking at it and just trying to decide, do I smoke it? It's so gorgeous, I'm almost afraid I'm gonna ruin it. Some house cleaning, smoking the Rossi Robino. Picked this up from Eddie Gray at the Pipe Nook, and drinking some black coffee in the Country Squire coffee mug. Oh, that's good stuff. Yes, indeed. Bert Devlin, old Byron, when he sent me over the Bert Devlin, by the way, if you haven't caught on, that's a reference to the old Dark Shadows, Gothic, I guess it was like a soap opera back in the day. I don't know, I'm a little young. I remember I have an older sibling who used to watch it, and it used to, I think she was watching it in reruns even by then, but it used to creep me out, the music. It was kind of freaky. But he always loved that character. He, speaking of character, he is a character. I had sent him a couple of, I sent him a sample of, I just dropped my tamper. Sent him a sample of my Rector's blend, which I've sent out to just a couple of people in the YTPC. It's a little something I was playing with. I was actually on this sort of journey to try to replicate Frog Morton, the original, and that was foolish on my part because I couldn't do it. But along the way, I started to kind of get onto something that I was enjoying, and so I kept playing with that and tweaking it, and that's a little something I've called Rector's blend. So I've sent that out to a couple of people, and I'd include it in Byron's envelope, just a couple of little silly things too. Not silly necessarily, but this is a little wooden cross, and I'd sent him one. I keep these on Scarlet Ovespa. So when I'm out and about, riding around, doing moto vlogging or moto ministry, you can check out PadreRider.com. It's been too cold to make any new videos lately, but hopefully as spring comes on, I'll get some more posted on YouTube.com/PadreRider. But I keep these on the bike, and I give these out. I have an opportunity to stop and chat with people, and sometimes even pray with people, and to give them a good Christian witness, and I'll give them one of these wooden crosses. And so I sent one over to Bert Devlin, and I also sent him one of these, and this is a little button. It says Scarlet, and it says Padre at the top, and this picture here, a little guy smoking a pipe in an old-fashioned helmet and mustache and such. That's not me, but a friend of mine actually made these up for me, and I'm very appreciative of that. I don't know how many made, but I'm down to my last couple, so I can't promise anybody that I'll send any more out, because I'm down to, I think, my last two. I want to keep one, and the other one is for Father Ryan. If he's watching, I am so sorry that I totally forgot to send you one back in, I don't know, October or November. I guess it was November, because I got these on Halloween as a gift, and I totally forgot that I said I was going to send you one. This emblem, you might notice, any of you riders, this is from the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, which I did back in September. And so the friend who put those together for me kind of ripped that emblem off, and I guess maybe he thought that that was me, my emblem, but I've never had a handlebar mustache. But I've been known to smoke a pipe and ride on 2 wheels, and I don't wear a monocle. But anyway, that's the story behind that. So thank you, Burke Devlin, for that wonderful response video that you sent through social media today. I hope you do enjoy that, and so do bad folks. Let's move on to rare blends, and let's start with talking about and so to bed Esoterica. I want to tell you this, Over a Pipe and Cherry on Top have got some great videos going on right now. Over a Pipe just did his January series comparing and contrasting 2 Esoterica blends. Was it Margate or Pembroke? I always confuse those two. One has a liquor topping, the other doesn't. And the one was And So to Bed, and of course I'm a big And So to Bed fan, and so I'd sent over a tin of that, and I didn't realize that Byron had never had any of the Esoterica blends, so I hope you enjoy that. His comment in the video was, oh look, it's an old one. It doesn't have all the nasty writing on it that says, you know, these horrible things are going to happen to you and your offspring if you should dare to smoke. But you know, I bring this up because Over a Pipe has been talking about these rare blends and how to get a hold of them, and he is looking to build his channel really to get himself the subscriber numbers where he can actually monetize, and he wants to take any money he can make by monetizing his channel and reinvest that into this community where he gets a hold of these rare blends and is able to share. And you know, Esoterica is in that boat because they're hard to get a hold of. You know, some people call Penzance the unicorn blend. Now, having said that, and I'm gonna put Over a Pipe down in the cellar, because you should check him out and give him a sub and help him get toward this ability where he can do what his plan is for YTPC, which includes monetizing his channel. So give him a sub if you can. Now, having said that, Cherry on Top recently did a really good video too about rare blends, where he gave some practical advice about some easy ways, actually, about how you can get a hold of these blends. Now, it's never a guarantee or anything, but it's so that you're not feeling so helpless or hopeless about, I'll never be able to try, you know, And So to Bed, or I'll never be able to try Penzance, or whatever the case may be. One of his techniques I actually used strictly on accident this past week, and so let me tell you about it and show you the outcome of it. I just went into my brick and mortar. No, actually, that's not his. That's not one of his techniques. One of his techniques is to subscribe. You know, you can get a notify me. But I'm going to tell you, I don't want to blow it. I want you to go over and watch his video. Go over and watch Cherry on Top. I'm going to link it down in the cellar, and I'll let you watch that, and you can see how some of these techniques are quite easy. But I did benefit in some ways from one of those techniques, and I'm going to do the box opening right now for something that just literally arrived in today's mail. And it's one of those, 2 of those rare blends actually, that I was able to get a hold of from, of all places, Pipes and Cigars, which is kind enough to put 2 little tins of tobacco in a huge old box, bubble wrapped. They even tossed in, look at this, some, those look like, that's a McBaron pipe cleaners. That was really nice of them. And I picked up to put in my cellar. If I can get past the bubble wrap, and I know it's playing havoc on the microphone. Here we go. A tin of Pembroke from Esoterica, and a tin of Margate from Esoterica. best full English, this is the one. This is the one that Over a Pipe was doing his series on comparison in January to And So to Bed. Now he's moved on. Do 2 more in February. One is Penzance and the other, I forget, maybe it's only, I don't know. Go subscribe to him and you'll see. And this is Pembroke. This is actually this with a bit of a topping added to it. And they're both excellent. And you know, these came from P&C. So folks, you can get them. There's some really good techniques that enhance your chances. Go over to Cherry on Top, watch his Rare Tobaccos video, and you'll get some good tips out of that. I walked into my brick and mortar a week or so ago because, for no good reason actually, I was in the neighborhood and I said, well, let me go over there and see what they got. And the last time before that I was in there, they'd had some rat trays on the shelf, and I said, you know what they have, because rat trays is getting to be one of those ones that's sometimes hard to find. They've got a tin of Howl of the Wind. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. And I walked in and they had it, right? And it says, for gentlemen only. They let me buy it anyway. Go figure. So, the guy who runs the joint, Frank, says, hey, Padre, I got something you may have an interest in. Let me know. And he goes and he gets this and he pulls this out. Now, what is this? This is an 8-ounce bag of, oh, it's upside down. An 8-ounce bag of Esoterica Penzance. You know, it's not been a drop, although there's a drop going on right now. This is a couple weeks ago. He, I don't know, he stocks the shelves and such. He says, I found it in the back. I figured you were about due to come around, and so I put it aside. If you want it, it's yours. If you don't want it, I'll put it out. Somebody will scoop it up. You know, what's the lesson there? Guys, gals, go to your brick and mortar. Give them some business. They need it. You will miss them if and when they're gone. So don't let that happen. They'll take care of you, and you need to take care of them. So look, these rare blends, they are gettable. They're doable. And Cherry on Top's got a wonderful video about some ways to enhance that. Over a Pipe's doing some great comparisons with some of these blends and has a great plan to help others. He wants to do some lives when he finds out stuff's available, some YouTube lives, so you'll want to subscribe to him because he can help you out with that. And I've got one more. This pipe is just going to go out, isn't it? But this is a beauty, isn't it? This Rossi Rubino. I love this pipe, and I'm going to enjoy that blend. What am I smoking in it? Let me do that before I do the next YABO, and I'll wrap it up. I'm smoking in it something called Raccoon's Blend, which I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, ever had it. It's, I think, relatively new, maybe the past few years, 2-3 years. It is unique, to say the least. Let me read to you what the tin description says on here. Acadian Bright. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a concoction. Red Virginia and mahogany burley tobaccos are blended with double toasted burley tobacco along with a friendly amount of Latakia added to this Cajun take on an English blend. Now I'll tell you, if you're a Latakia lover and you're looking for the Latakia hit, this is not the blend for you. This is truly using Latakia in a condimental and a very, very well done sort of condimental way. But this is not for those who are looking for, you know, the Latakia hit. This is not Pirate Cake. This is, you know, the on the tobaccoreviews.com, it says notes, Raccoon's friend has a healthy dose of mahogany, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I thought this was the one. I didn't print it out. It talks about basically this Acadian Bright is a unique way that Darters and Ryan have gone about taking this Red Virginia and treating it to the same process that the Perique blend from St. James Parish down here in Louisiana is treated to. And if I'm not mistaken, they even set it in these Perique casks, these barrels. And so it adds just a tiny little bit of spiciness, but not in that Perique sort of way. It's still taking good advantage of the Virginias. And what I like about this particular blend, and I'm only on my second bowl of it, I only had my first bowl last night, there's a breadiness in there that I suspect is coming from that Virginia base, and there's a nuttiness. I'm not usually a big burley fan, but this is really playing on the burleys quite nice to get that nice wholesome nuttiness to it. This is a fantastic, fantastic blend. I'm so impressed by it. Raccoon's Friend, that's what it looks like, from DNR Tobacco, Daughters and Ryan. And I picked it up at my local tobacconist. What's that, $14.75 for the tin. Good stuff. I highly recommend it, and that's what I've got in my Rossi Rubino today that I picked up from Eddie Gray at the Pike Nook. All right, I got one more package I want to share with you, and this one is really exciting to me because it's a YABO. I literally have not opened this box. This is an Artisan pipe that I have ordered, and the reason I'm fairly excited about this is the pictures of it looked beautiful. It was kind of posted as a Valentine special because it's done in red, and it is from a guy who is loves doing woodworking. Excuse me. Boy, I might have to edit that out. Got the coughs at the wrong time. His name is Frank. His company is called Thunder Pipes, and what's making this extra special for me, if I can get this box open, is this is actually the first pipe that he has ever carved and made publicly available. So I've got, number one, if this guy hits it big, and I have no reason to believe he won't. Of course, if after smoking the pipe, it sucks, I'll come back and be honest with you about that too, and tell you. But to my knowledge, he doesn't even have a website set up. He's on Facebook, and if you look up Frank Thunder Pipes on Facebook, you're going to come across him. And I'll tell you what, he knows how to pack a USPS priority mailbox. He told me he was going to ship it in 2 pieces, you know, disassembled, which is a good way to do a pipe like this. So let's open these up. And let me tell you a little bit about him. I asked him, I said, look, I want to brag on you. I want to show this off on my YouTube channel. And so I said, send me some bragging points. And you know, a lot of people, it's difficult for them to brag on themselves, and I get that. But you know, when you're in business, you gotta know your selling points. He says, I'm just a new pipe maker who loves building things with my hands. I enjoy the look of handmade crafts, and I'm hoping others can appreciate my work. I've been working with a pipe maker named Sean Rayam of Sean and Reimpact Pipes, and he has shown me the beginnings of the craft. I live in Idaho and am in business for myself. I work from home, and I'm doing what I can to give a good life to my wife and my kids by doing what I love, and he loves making things. So let's see what he's made here. Let's see how it comes together. Oh man, one of my favorite colors is red, so when I saw this, I knew I had to have it. Let me put it together there. Isn't that a beauty? I wonder if there's a way I can look better against the white. Look at that. The stem. Look at that red swirl stem. It's got a red tone to the wood grain. Absolutely gorgeous. Fits there so nicely. It's got a great open draw on it. Man, I got a feeling I'm into something good. Oh, he might have even taken my advice. I had told him that I had purchased an artisan pipe from a guy overseas, and he would put the year and the number pipe. And so he added that actually to his, you see he's got his emblem there, and he added 19 and then right below it 01, his first pipe for public consumption, and I am blessed to have it. So a big shout out to Frank Thunder Pipes. I've been encouraging him to get on YouTube and Instagram and all those other places where he can show off his craft. So follow up on that. I'm going to smoke that puppy, break it in, and get back to you and let you know how well it smokes. But it is a beauty, an absolute gorgeous beauty. You know, and we've got some great pipe makers in the community here in YTPC, and it's always, I think the beauty of this, I don't know if you've noticed, it seems like the YTPC lately, past 6 months, has just been growing exponentially, and I hope that that is a testament to the reality that the hobby, that pipe smoking is growing, that more people are turning to it from, you know, maybe from cigars or cigarettes, or they're just coming to it fresh, or wanting to know more about it, and they see this great community we have here. Whatever the case is, it seems like, when I say it's growing, I mean, it seems like the amount of presenters are growing, some quality presenters. I mentioned 2 of them. I want to throw a third one out there today that you need to check out. I talked to you about Over a Pipe, give him a sub. Cherry on Top, give him a sub. Also, Earl of Pipes. This guy does some, I mean, he is just a talented tobacco reviewer. And I'm just, I find myself just drawn to his channel, listening to him, watching him. He apparently really knows what he's talking about when he's giving a tobacco review, unlike yours truly. I just make it up. Like this Raccoons blend. I mean, I don't know. I like it. I don't know what to say about it. I will tell you this, it's got a unique tin note. When I opened it before, I didn't catch it last night. I caught it today and I'm catching it now. There's something really unique in there. It makes me think of like black tea. It's a unique blend. But yeah, that's the best I can get. Earl of Pipes gets in there. And he's just started doing one I saw last night on the Sutliff 515, is that what it's called, RC1, their version of, you know, Red Cake from McClellan, which, you know, there really is no substitute for Red Cake, but that Sutliff is a good blend. But anyway, I mean, he's just so eloquent with the way he does it. So Earl of Pipes, I'm going to put him down in the cellar as well. And you're going to want to check those out. One more thing I want to touch base on today, and just ask a favor of you guys. I'm putting my pipe down, I don't want to spill it. And that's for those of you who are prayer warriors, prayers. I want you to take some time, offer some prayers for 2 a.m. Pipe on the patio, who's been going through some medical stuff. He's not been feeling well. I never thought, I told him this last night, I never thought I would pray for somebody to have migraines, but that's one of the rule outs for what they're doing right now with some neuro workups for him. Hopefully it is just a migraine as opposed to a presentation of something else neurological that could be involving the ocular system and could even result in blindness. It's a concern because apparently there's some hereditary components to that, and his mother was blinded by this other disease. So prayers that our friend begins to feel better, they get to the bottom of it, and they can help him that with whatever the cause of this problem is, they get to it and give him some relief. So our friend the Onion, we're praying for you over on the 2 a.m. Pipe patio. I'm going to put his information down in the cellar as well. Go check him out, let him know that you're thinking about him and offering some prayers for him. So I think I got to everything I wanted to talk to today about today. I had a little sticky. Dark Shadows, Rare Blends, Rector's Blend, and YABO. We should spell that down in Southeast Louisiana with a B-E-A-U-X, YABO, because that's the way we talk down here. Well, I'm not Cajun, although, you know, I'm in New Orleans. I do have Cajun blood in me. Some folks might not have known that. My grandfather and grandmother on my mother's side were Cajun and from the Bayou. And growing up as a little kid, listening to them having their conversations, yeah, and they used to speak in this broken French that had this horrible accent that was partially in English. So that's kind of how they talked, except it was more of this broken French thrown in there that I never really got a true understanding of. But I miss them. I miss that bad language that they had, those old Cajuns. And they could cook. But that's that's a video for another day. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off because we're approaching the 25-minute mark, and that's just too long for any preacher to go on talking. So I hope whatever you're smoking is bringing you great joy, and all of you out in the community, this is Padre Piper wishing you and yours God's peace, grace, and blessings.